Jai Shriman Narayan. Jai Shriman Narayan. Jai Shriman Narayan. I pay my obeisances to my spiritual master, Srimad Jagadguru Sudarshan Acharya Maharaj. I pay my obeisances to Lord Sri Ramanuj. I pay my obeisances to our Purva Acharyas. I pay my obeisances to our 12 Alvars. I pay my obeisances to Mother Lakshmi. And I pay my obeisances to Lord Sriman Narayan. I welcome all of you here physically at the Sri Narayan Dham in Durban, South Africa. I welcome those that's watching this discourse locally, nationally and internationally. And I welcome in advance those that's going to be watching this discourse when it is posted on YouTube and the various groups from around the world subsequently. Today I just want to discuss Today I just want to discuss a few interactions that we had this week. On Wednesday, we had an official visit from the university, and Professor Moyo visited under the auspices of the Chak Institute, which is associated or a department of the university. Yes, please? Okay, so the visit was official. He inspected the ashram externally and the shrine itself. They took various photographs, and these photographs will be presented to the relevant authorities in the university. A partnership agreement is going to be drawn up between the university and the ashram. The agreement would entail them sending students to the ashram for education on politics, philosophy and theology, and I will also be going to the university, both branches. I think they said twice a month. Twice a month. So we started, so I prophesied this in 2017. Those of you that were here with me can corroborate that. In 2017 I said that I will be lecturing in the university. And in 2023 we started the process, and it culminated on Wednesday. I had 3 meetings at the university. The first meeting was myself, Prince Vasan and Professor Moyo, and it was at this meeting that he decided and instructed Prince to compose an academic biography. So the biography is a result and an instruction from the university. It's not my own, or it's not under the ashram. The biography was instructed, an academic biography was instructed by the university. So we started work in December, we finished in March, February. We started work in December, 33 chapters. The biography, the manuscript is here, 33 chapters, going beyond 1,000 pages. And then the second meeting was held with Professor Moyo and Professor Kumalo and myself and Prince Vasuni was there. Okay. Vasan doesn't miss these meetings, with the Dean of the department. Right? Dean of the Department of Politics, Theology and Philosophy. And at this meeting, the biography, the academic biography was also discussed. And at this point in time, Prince has just walked into this dimension from having a holiday. Prince was on a holiday in the material world. And I promised both the professors so how can I put it, Prince, without letting you? Prince had blown a head gasket. Prince had blown a head gasket. Anything else, Vasan? One rod shot through the block? One, okay. Head gasket blown, one conrod through the block. Anything else, Vasan? ECU? ECU malfunction. Okay. So, Prince is very long in the university, 12 years, Prince. Yeah, he's older than all the pot plants in the university. Alright? And he has a relationship with all the professors. And they were wondering what Prince is going to do with all these factors. And the Guru came in time, and the Guru promised the Dean of the university or the Dean of the department. Prince reminded me, that is why I don't take next week to remind me anything that pertains to him personally. So he reminded me quite emphatically yesterday that I informed the Dean that I am a spiritual mechanic. That Prince was ecstatic. He said, hey, you told the Dean that you are a spiritual mechanic. So I said, when I bring Prince back here the next time, you're not going to recognize him because I did a spray paint. Prince was light grey at that time. I made him dark brown. Alright? Hit him with a metallic. So true to my word, when I took Prince the next time, it was an informal visit. And I was still in the car, and Prince went upstairs to see if Professor Moyo is around. And people were shocked. People were absolutely shocked. Who's this new man in the university? Yes, Prince? So in fact, when he did find Professor Moyo, there was a female professor, her name, Prince?
Professor Suwila.
Professor? Suwila. There was a female professor, Professor Suwila, whose department is?
Feminist.
Yeah, she's a feminist. And when she saw Prince and she knew that the Guru is sitting in the car, she decided to sit in that office. She said she's not going anywhere. She wants to see this spiritual mechanic. And as soon as I went, she observed me, she introduced herself, and she left. But she had to see this mechanic. So our relationship with the university, in terms of prophecies, miracles is not abstract, because through Prince blowing his head gasket, he gave us an opportunity to prove to the university our prophecies and our miracles and our healing powers. So the university has first-hand experience in the Guru's spiritual potencies. It's not something they're going to read. And according to Prince, there's a good divine gossip in the university amongst the professors. He said many of them know of me and I haven't met them yet. So I'm just bringing this understanding with the relationship between the ashram and the university. When Professor Moyo attended, he already knew of the spiritual potency of the Guru. In fact, it was not my desire to include the chapter of miracles, prophecies and healing. Yes, Vasan? Yes, Prince? Yeah, this was forced. This chapter was forced by the university, by Professor Moyo himself, who said that since we are in the Department of Philosophy and Theology, it is in this department that miracles and philosophies and healing take place. And he insisted that we do that. And when you read the biography, you'll see I didn't go into a lot of detail, because for me that's not very important. The prophecies are not important, the miracles are not important, and the healing is not important. For me, giving you knowledge, that is the most important thing. I don't want to be seen as a miracle man, as a superman, and as Spider-Man, any other man. I just want to be seen as a guru who's giving you absolute and pure knowledge. That is all I want to be seen. Giving you absolute and pure knowledge. My job is to remove the cobwebs, to remove the misunderstanding and to promote Sanatana Dharma in its purest form. So Sanatan means eternal and Dharma means law. I want to give you that eternal law in its absolute and purest form. So when I give you that law in its absolute and purest form, it is only then you will undergo self-realization. Anything contaminated, you cannot have self-realization. Only if it is given to you in your purest form will you have self-realization. And only self-realization will lead you to God realization. There is no other way. Don't bluff yourself. You can sing and dance and clap. There is no other way. Only way is through knowledge. Not knowledge through brainwashing you. You know, you're fighting with the institution at the moment who has brainwashed people in all their discourses, in all their writings. People have been brainwashed. Yeah, I'm not brainwashing you. I'm clearing the cobweb of your mind. I'm clearing the cobweb, the dust that has settled on your mind since time immemorial. And it is that dust that has settled on your mind is blocking the absolute truth. So I'm taking a cloth through my discourse and I'm wiping your mind. Every week you come here, I wipe and I wipe. You've got very stubborn minds, you know. It's like somebody that has baked in the oven for 10 years without cleaning. That grime is like that. So I'm trying my best. I got my cloth. I got my Narayan chip. I'm spraying and I'm wiping. Yeah, and there's a glimmer, and I can see you are very happy. That's how your mind is. Pull off that thick grime, Prince. Prince, would that grime and a blown head gasket, imagine how. That is why I'm a tired guru. Every time you see me, I'm tired. My overall process tires me out, you know. Sometimes I put everything together, then one wire snap, one thin wire. Then I have to find tweezers and hold that wire and then try to weld it. And then try to weld it. So that's the human vehicles that I repair here. And I think we provided sufficient evidence to the university. And this is why we have this exchange of students coming to the ashram and me going to the university and lecturing. So, based on that, Prince advised me, and through that advice, I know I did a good job on the gasket and the replacement of the piston, because this is top advice. Prince advised me, normally with a blown gasket and piston to the con rod, you can't get this advice. So he advised me to start an institution called the Acharya Sham Ramanuj Institute. Wasn't? And I think tomorrow you must register it. It will be myself, you and Mataji for now, just to get the process rolling. Then we'll have a meeting and we'll fill in the executive members. So we already have the Acharya Sham Ramanuj Foundation, and the Acharya Sham Ramanuj Foundation will deal with the ashram work solely. And the Institute of Acharya Sham, or the Acharya Sham Ramanuj Institute, will deal with interfaith, interpolitics, what else, Prince? Spiritual democracy. Spiritual democracy. Interfaith, interpolitics, spiritual democracy. The Acharya Sham Ramanuj Foundation will deal with universal law, which is called Sanatan Dharma. So we don't mix these two up. So when we go out, when we sign in the contract to the university, we'll sign it as the Acharya Sham Ramanuj Institute. Does it make sense? Then it doesn't mix our ashram, the spirituality where we have our own services like this. And whenever we have a service on interfaith or interpolitics or spiritual democracy, we will be having those services. It will fall under the banner of the Acharya Sham Ramanuj Institute. So you think I did a good work, top work with the head gasket? You think that piston that I replaced, Stuni is a mechanic. There's a mechanic in the Navy for how many years, Stuni? 25 years. And is also an auto electrician. You think I did a good job with the ECU, Stuni, to get a result like this? And if you read the composition of the biography, then you know the ECU is, just lately there was a shortage of water and the head heated up, but quickly we filled it again. We put a few pints of antifreeze. Right? If it's working? Yeah, see, when I describe the Prince as a car, even he understands it. Alright? So this is where we are. So we've taken these bold steps, and we need to continue. I think not confirmed with me officially, but there was an unofficial discussion with Prince and Professor Keys that Prince will be taking up his department and he'll be lecturing at the university very soon, and myself and Professor Keys will start our international journeys. So I'm partnering with Professor Keys in this department. What's it called then?
Samo Institute. Samo Institute.
Samo Institute. So the Samo Institute will sign a MOU with Acharya Sham Ramanuj Institute and the university. So he's going international. So the ashram for the Acharya Sham Ramanuj Institute will also go international. And it has been a long and a hard journey. Sometimes we do so much of work because it is not consolidated administratively. We have no realization on the quantification of the work that we have done in the past 12 or 13 years. But when we sit like this and we streamline for institutes like the university, then we get dumbstruck by our own realization with the volume of work that we have done. We have touched every sphere of life. Okay? There's nothing missing anywhere. We've consolidated in all the fields. Law, atheism, what else, Prince? Business, law, atheism, business, politics, religion, spirituality. So we've covered a wide range of topics, and this is what's exciting the professors, to get one document that they can find so many dimensions of societal life to teach their students. This biography is also going to the reference library. That's what Professor said. He said people will know me, but I won't know them. And it's also going on Google reference, Google Scholar. So we have really worked hard, Vasan. In reality, sometimes we don't realize it because we're always working. But when we sit and gather the information and the evidence of the work that we have done, even we get overwhelmed on the amount of work that we have put. So you know, I was doing, for 5 years I was doing 4 satsangs a week. And then for the next 3 years I think we were doing 2 satsangs a week. And then only I started doing 1 satsang a week. And if you go, and if you Google, and if you research, then in this country at this moment, we are the only people that do a 1-hour discourse weekly on pure Sanatana Dharma. Is it not? Yeah, you understand? So most of the ashrams are going online, the gurus are passed on, they don't have a disciplic succession, there is no continuity in spirituality, you just go there, bow down, do what you have to do and go back. So, as per Sanatana Dharma in this country, we are the only institution that delivers 1 hour. Last week it was almost 2 hours. This week it might be Vivashka's birthday, it might be 3 hours. Who knows? Alright? So there's a present for everyone. Vivashka, I hope the present the Guru gave you for your birthday, although it was bitter, I sweetened it up. 1 day or 2 days later, or 3 days later, this is a present you need to treasure for the rest of your life. When you come to ashram, We must get something out. We are like outsurance. We are like outsurance. Nobody comes here for free. Everybody must get something out. And no, outsurance didn't pay me anything. But once you have a personal interaction, if a transaction took place between the Guru and yourself, then your only insurance is coming to satsang regularly. That keeps you, that what the Guru gave you is like jelly. If you keep jelly in your pocket, what happens? Brother, don't eat the jelly, it's a spiritual jelly. If I keep putting jelly in Vasan's pocket, he won't preserve it, he will knock it. Right? So this spiritual jelly in your pocket, what will happen? Is it stable in your pocket? It's always moving, that's spirituality. To maintain and contain that transaction that you had with the Guru, you have to attend service. Like when you take outsurance, if you don't pay your premiums, what happens? So you have to be according to your circumstances. According to your circumstances. Like Prince can be here every satsang because he lives here. You understand? But there's others that don't live here, and according to your work circumstances, according to your financial circumstances, you have to make a proportionate attendance to satsang. To keep that jelly in your pocket all the time. Because that's a very, spirituality is very, very elusive. Very elusive. You can hurt yourself with spirituality. You can. It's like a menorah blade. Friends, you ever used the menorah blade, or you of the younger generation, Mark 5? Gillette Mark 5. Which generation you are? Menorah blade. Okay. So menorah blade, Norman, you remember? You have to go in front of the mirror and change your face to accommodate the blade. Yes or no? You have to change your face to accommodate the blade. But with Mark 5, the blade changes its face to accommodate your contours. Yes or no? You just run it one. It's got a swivel head, it keeps swiveling, changing. But do that with the menorah. First you see that you're a white man. And then all of a sudden, you're a red Indian. That is what spirituality is. One wrong move and you're going to cut yourself badly. So you have to keep changing. So I'm saying spirituality is the menorah blade, not the Gillette Mark 5. So you have to make sure that you keep yourself in a position you don't get cut. Remember, if you had all that you wanted, there's no need to come to the ashram. Yes or no? So when you come to the ashram, it means the Guru needs to give you certain things that you would not have ordinarily. Yes? Then when the Guru gives you that, after a while, many people, I've had thousands of people that you've changed their lives. After a while, the novelty wears off. That's a human nature. The novelty wears off after a while. If you came here for a car, you got your car, 2 days after that, then 3 days after that, the guru and the ashram goes further and further and further away. You came for a house, after you got your house, guru ashram goes further away because the novelty wears off. But as long as you didn't have the car, you keep coming to ashram. Hey, I want that car, I want that car, I want that car. Then even cleaning that car, for 2 months you won't allow anyone to wash it for you. You won't allow anyone to sit and eat in your car and look at them with big eyes. But after a while you don't care, even you will drop things into the car. It's a human, material state of mind. Spirituality is you must be fresh all the time because it is eternal. When you sleep on a Sunday, Saturday night, your consciousness, you must conscientize yourself that tomorrow I'm going to meet the Supreme Lord. Tomorrow I'm going to meet the Supreme Lord. He'll be able to see me, I won't be able to see him yet. He'll be able to see me, I won't be able to see him yet, but there's nothing greater than being in the same room with the Supreme. Every Saturday night when you're going to sleep, that is the true feeling. If you feel like that, when you enter these gates, whether Hakim swept the driveway or didn't sweep, when Guru is not here, he doesn't do a whole lot of work he's supposed to do. Whether the driveway is swept or not swept, as soon as you enter the entrance of these premises, you must have a feeling within you. Norman, that feeling must be greater than the feeling you had when you first met Rani. Must be greater than that feeling. Malin, your feeling must be greater than when you met Shravan. Alright, this is not Shravan's house, this is ashram. When you enter here, that feeling must be absolutely blissful. You must know you have arrived. This is a spiritual bubble. This is a spiritual bubble. This entire ashram is a spiritual bubble. Do you know the training astronauts undergo? What training astronauts undergo? They train in a space bubble. They train in a space bubble so that when they go to space, they know how to handle themselves. And this is a spiritual bubble. If you train yourself here as a spiritual astronaut, when you leave this body, you will know how to go to Vaikuntha, where the Supreme Lord lives. This is a training center. This is where you train to be a spiritual astronaut. So we create a spiritual bubble for you here so that you can, and at the end of your training, Prince, when you close your eyes, Guru gives you a boarding pass. Gives you a spiritual boarding pass so you can leave this dimension and enter the spiritual dimension. So you do your spiritual training here and the Guru removes. You must be weightless. You must have no weight when you enter Vaikuntha. Vaikuntha from Sanskrit to English means a place of no anxiety. A place of no anxiety. So you train here to have no anxiety. Where you train? Yeah. If you don't train here, if astronauts didn't train on Earth, will they be effective in entering space? Similarly, if you don't train here, this is your training ground. And the Sri Narayan Dham is your training institute to go back home eternally. Alright? So, along the way, the Guru gives you a few lollipops, person. But those are temporary lollipops. Those are temporary lollipops. Those lollipops will keep you here. You have to detach from the lollipops. You have to detach. Let me explain to you scientifically. Throughout the Bhagavad Gita, Lord Shri Krishna talks about doing your work without attachments. Doing your work without attachment. When you come to ashram, just come to ashram. No attachment. When you pray to the Supreme Lord, just pray. No attachment. Why? What does attachment do? So if you come, you're praying for a car. Are you attached to the car? Are you attached to the car? Is the car a frequency? Are you a frequency? So the car is there, you are here. The car has a frequency, you has a frequency. What happens to the two frequencies? They are opposing each other, aren't they? The frequency and a frequency, they are opposing. You attach to it. As long as you attach to anything, your frequency will be clogged. Your frequency will be clogged. When you detach yourself from any entity and all entities, what happens to your frequency? It is open. So if you're not attached to the car and your frequency is open, the car will drive into your garage. Car will drive into your garage. And I think I'm going to give you an example. Quite a few years ago when I was in the taxi industry, fully material, and I was an atheist at that time. But even when I was an atheist, I was a humanitarian. I just did not believe in a God, but I believed in all righteousness. My whole life I've been righteous. I pursued righteousness. I just didn't believe in God, because you see people even now dancing around the world, and to me that was inconceivable. How can dancing and jumping on, standing on bamboo poles? You know, a lot of people standing on bamboo poles, Dana, banging their chest and running up bamboo poles and standing on top. So it was inconceivable to me how that would be God. And that is, so it was that part that I rejected. But I wasn't attached to anything. I had no attachments. I had a few addictions. I was addicted to meat. I was addicted to alcohol. And I was addicted to cigarettes. Alright? So with these three addictions, I was living in my life, not minding anyone's business, doing my own thing. You read in a biography, when I went into the taxi industry, I changed a whole lot of things. I wrote the first taxi constitution in South Africa in 1992, 1993. Around there, the very first taxi constitution was written by me. Okay? So I changed the industry. It's not in a biography. I didn't find that important. I was focusing more on the spiritual. And whilst discussing this, again, I can give you a guarantee I did a top job on things. piston, the talking was right, TORQUE, talking was right, the rings were put right, we used the right head gasket, because Prince said that this biography might not appeal to people who are non-academic. And he decided that alongside this biography we should do a more, what you call those, a soapy biography. There's a lot of things I missed out in my biography because we were focused on the academic side. Jessica there said she read the whole thing and didn't understand even the first sentence. So I think, Prince, we can go into deeper details on each chapter, like how I remember now I wrote the first taxi constitution. Alright? So, whilst I was in the taxi industry, I was enjoying my alcohol. I always had money in my pocket, always had cash, and my frequency was attracting me to bottle stores. And bottle stores were closed, my frequency was attracting me to shipping. So, one of my taxis got stuck outside the Swansea Road court on a Friday. And we pushed it inside the court for safekeeping. And on that Monday, I'm trying to hire a van to tow the taxi from the court to Chatsworth. I was living in Chatsworth. I was at my friend's house, we were having some cold ones, you know what cold ones mean. And we phoning. I don't know if Shawan was with me. It was a weird day, Shawan was about 11 or 12 years old that time. And then I had a memory, Jessica, I had a memory that in that weekend I bought a taxi and it's parked in the garage. Norman, whilst I'm trying to hire a van to tow the taxi that's in Swansea Road Court, it's in the haze of my mind. I had a memory, didn't I buy a taxi in the weekend and park it in a garage so the sound don't get stolen? Then I went, I opened the door and I saw there's a taxi parked. So I used that taxi to tow the other taxi. Talking about taxis, I just wanted to give you that part. Alright, I don't know, Norman, whether you had that memory losses in your life. But imagine an entire taxi, what a big thing it is, parked in a garage, and for 2 days, I didn't know. I didn't go back there and open that garage. It was only when I was looking to tow that taxi I realized. Really, you like the story? Yeah, this is the life we go through. So, you can't have any addiction. You can't have any addiction if you want to go home. So alcohol, drugs, sex, gambling, these are not the only addictions. Don't look outside and say, hey, people got those addictions. Anger, Marlene, is a very, very big addiction. Marlene, anger. Guru got a meter, he measures everyone's anger. Everyone's anger is measured. Anger is a big, very big addiction. Because from anger, there's 1,000 branches that grow from the anger tree. There are 1,000 branches that grow from the anger tree. And again, too much to mention. So the first thing when you come to a spiritual satsang is anger is a hard thing. When you bowing down, bow out your anger at the Guru's feet. And Jessica is the group. Your nephew is killing it in the back. Own nephew, this is corroboration by DNA. Okay? So Jessica is here for many years. Each year the anger level diminished. I can't see Satish. Where's Satish? Oh, hiding. One day Satish will give a testimony and then you'll all realize how powerful the ashram is. Alright? So Satish is a peaceful man. He got time to shine his head. So Jessica, I'm informed that is responsible for hair loss. Alright? Anger. Leave at the Guru's feet. Don't leave all. It's hard to leave all. But in between you conning the Guru, please do this for me, that Guru, you seize your mind when you come down here. Don't think my eyes are closed, I don't know what you ask him. In between all of that, say, take away 5% of my anger. How many percent? 5%. Not too much, just keep leaving 5% of your anger here. Because your anger also is a blockage. The universe is ready to give you everything that you want. The universe is ready. The universe is vibrating at a frequency. You are vibrating at a frequency. Blocking your frequency is your karma. The amount of anger that you are born with is your own karma. The amount of hate, amount of jealousy, all these negative qualities, these vices, these addictions is embedded on your consciousness, on your mind. And you have to remove them. You have to remove them. You have to start the process of removing them. If you love anger, it will be deep-rooted in you. You must start dissolving that anger. It won't leave you entirely. How many of you all know of a story where Lord Sriman Narayan was angry? How many of you know of a story where Lord Sriman Narayan was angry? Tanya? Tanya, was that anger greater or less than your mom's anger? Greater. Lord Sriman Narayan tore the stomach off, and you're going to eat. Whilst you're eating, keep this image in mind. Lord Sriman Narayan tore the entrails of Hiranyakasipu. You don't see him with the lion face, the lion head, and you see all the intestines of the. So God uses anger for unrighteousness. Anger is inherent even in God, but it is dormant. it is dormant. So your anger will never leave you, but you can make it dormant. You can make it dormant. One day you have to protect yourself. That same anger will give you the strength to protect yourself. Yes? So you replace anger with Tanya? Is an angry person a humble person? So what you do, replace anger with humility. Anytime, Norman, wife is troubling you, become humble. Become humble. Run to the shop, buy the favorite chocolate. Keep doing that, you'll see one day the anger will subside. Alright? So we have to start working on anger. You can't start anywhere else. First part to your spirituality is anger. It's a journey. It's a journey. It's part of your software now. Anger is part of your software. As soon as a thought strikes your mind, your software of anger activates itself. Then you must start counting. Tanya, as soon as your mother makes you angry, count. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Keep counting. Then look for the beads I gave you. Then take out the beads and say Om Namo Narayana. Om Namo Narayana. And then you watch how much power you have over your mother. Alright, try it. As soon as you get angry, what you must first start counting. Alright? The reason you're doing it is not because of your mother's anger. You calm in your anger. You're not retaliating. Malin, you learning? Malin? You learning? Sure, make you angry? Start counting. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Alright? So if all of you go and practice at home, this is why I say Sanatana Dharma, and this is what I proved to the university, that Sanatana Dharma is not a religion. It's not a religion. This is what I'm teaching. I can teach in a church, I can teach in a mosque, I can teach in the synagogue. All those people have anger problems. So it is a science. It is a science of self-realization. It is a science of self-realization. This teaching can be taught everywhere, and I think we are going to teach it everywhere, friends. All corners of the globe. Julian is somewhere in New York, person, saying if somebody makes you angry, count 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. You don't have to read any mantras. What you have to do? Just count yourself out of anger. Just count yourself out of anger. Work yourself out of anger. Because look at how stupid it is, right? Anger is a fire in you, Rini. Anger is a fire in you. When you get angry, in whose body you fueling the fire? Your own. Although you angry at someone else, who you damaging in your anger? Now, is that intelligent? Is that intelligent? That is, if you and Jessica are fighting, and Jessica gets angry at you, he'd give her a double thumbs up. Because she's only hurting herself. She's only hurting herself. Huh? Yeah. Alright? So, anywhere where there's a fight between two people, just understand the stupidity of the person that's angry. Because that person is hurting itself. Supposed to be hurting you, but they're hurting themselves. Malin, you saw how many times you hurt yourself? See how wealthy you show with you. All of you all understand? So, coming to service is very, very important. Our service has been recognized. It's not I'm sitting here in my Vyasasana and I'm talking away. We also recognized in the G20 interfaith. Okay? And that is a huge organization. They don't just accept anyone. And I have documents here. I can read a letter from the Office of the Presidency of South Africa. Office of the Presidency of South Africa. Professor Mocheka was working in the Office of the Presidency in South Africa, where he sent us a letter that the ANC government has recognized our interfaith program. They used our interfaith program and submitted it internationally so South Africa can get recognized as an interfaith country. I have a letter here that's saying this Sri Narayan Dham, this ashram's interfaith was used by the South African government. So we are being recognized. The reason I'm saying this, gurus earn nothing. Gurus earn nothing. The status of guru is always the same. Is always the same. I can't become a senior guru now. Then I'm just an ordinary guru. No super guru, no senior guru, just a guru. With all this work that I'm doing, I'm still just a guru. But it's for you to validate yourself and to say, look, this guru has been working only for about 13 or 14 years. He's recognized internationally by authentic institutions, right? I'm not recognized by my sampradaya. If my sampradaya, the Sri Sampradaya, calls me and tells me you're doing top work, it is personal. It is personal. We recognize outside the sampradayas, outside the ashram. We are recognized by academia, we are recognized internationally by interfaiths of other countries. Then it is for you. That should bolster you up. That should tell you that you come into an institution that is properly recognized. Shouldn't it bolster you up, Tanya? Shouldn't you do one song just for your guru?
What song?
One song and dance just for your guru on TikTok? Don't you think, Tanya? We have family, 3 dancers here. One dancer didn't come today. Wasn't where she is? Huh? Oh, ashram time she's shopping. Yajwan must teach Tiveshni some spirituality when she comes. Alright? Okay, my boy? Yeah. Yajwan has now become Tiveshni's guru. And Tiveshni is here for about I don't know how many 100 years. Okay? So talking about sampradayas, I just want to round up. Talking about sampradayas means institution. And you know the past 2 weeks I've been discussing a specific organization in line with what I am saying. Sampradayas means institutions of spiritual learning. Alright? So just follow me. Mother Lakshmi is the eternal consort of Lord Sriman Narayan. What eternal consort means? What eternal consort means? What, Dana? Eternal, never changes. Never changes. The very first knowledge that the Supreme Lord emitted to her, because she is the consort. In fact, there is no difference between Mother Lakshmi and Lord Sriman Narayan. She is the feminine aspect of Lord Sriman. She is the feminine aspect of Lord Sriman Narayan. For the purposes of creation, we have a male and a female. For purposes of this material creation, we have male and female. Okay? So the first school of knowledge was computed in his feminine aspect in relation to the material world. In relation to the material world. So how many of you have heard of Lord Brahma? You heard of Lord Brahma? Lord Brahma is the engineer of the material universes. He is the engineer of the material universes. Universe created initially primarily by the Supreme Lord, and the secondary creator is Lord Brahma. And Lord Brahma got instruction from the Supreme Lord through his heart, because there was no other living entity in the universe. Lord Brahma is the first living entity. Knowledge, Vedic knowledge, was passed on by the Supreme Lord directly through the heart of Lord Brahma. Are you understanding? Then Lord Brahma had 4 sons called the Kumaras. Called the Kumaras. Lord Brahma asked them to procreate. They said no. All 4 of them decided to become monks, to become sannyasis. They said they will not procreate. Are you understanding now? The 4 Kumaras. So first you have Supreme Lord, Lord Sriman Narayan. Then you have his feminine aspect and his eternal consort, Mother Lakshmi, where the Vedic knowledge was passed from him to himself in the feminine aspect. Are you understanding? Then from Mother Lakshmi to Lord Brahma. Then from Lord Brahma, he had 4 sons, the Kumaras. 4 sons called the 4 Kumaras. That knowledge was passed to the 4 Kumaras. When the Kumaras refused to procreate, Lord Brahma got very, Norman, what's the word? Angry. Who got angry? Lord Brahma. And through his anger, from between his eyebrows, when you get angry, Norman, go in front of the mirror and your wife can take a photograph. What happens to your eyebrows? Alright? Lighting in the back, you reckon he's also going to take a photograph. Alright? So, from in between his eyebrows, Lord Shiva was born. Who was born? Lord Shiva. Through Lord Brahma's anger, Lord Shiva was born. Alright? So I want you to understand logically, commonsensically, my dispute I have with any organization that is not in compliance with this hierarchy. With this hierarchy. So according to the Padma Purana, there are 4 spiritual institutions. The principal institution is the Shri Sampradaya, because who is more senior, Lord Brahma or Mother Lakshmi? Who is more senior? Mother Lakshmi, right? So the principal spiritual institution in Sanatan Dharma will be headed by Mother Lakshmi. Then subordinate to Mother Lakshmi is who? Lord Brahma. Then the second institution of spirituality will be headed by Lord Brahma. Then the 4 Kumaras, they were the firstborn of Lord Brahma, and they are subordinate to Lord Brahma, and Lord Shiva is the next born from Lord Brahma, and he heads the 4th institution. So if you're looking at institutions of spirituality, which institution will be that one which is 100%? Naturally, the Sri Sampradaya, headed by Mother Lakshmi, that would be absolute all the time. There is no institution that can claim to be superior than the Sri Sampradaya. Can you see it logically? Can you see it logically? Now in all of these Sampradayas next week, I'm going to show you who they are declaring is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. I'm going to tell you this week, and I'm going to show you next week. So Lord Brahma declares that Lord Sriman Narayan is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. He declares it in the Vedas. Then the 4 Kumaras, they declare that Lord Sriman Narayan is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and it is declared in the Vedas. Then Lord Shiva declares that Lord Sriman Narayan is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and it is declared in the Vedas. Norman, you following the Guru? Now these are the principal institutions, and all 4 principal. Trisha, you never tell me, you never ask Guru permission to get married. Now I see you with a baby. See the miracles of the Sri Narayan Dham? Jessica, don't have to go through all that processes. Just come to the ashram. Malik, want a baby? Speak to Trisha. Okay? Can you see why the Guru is refuting anything else? Why I am adamant? It's just like the ANC. When there was a dispute in the ANC, Coke was born. When there was a dispute in the ANC, EFF was born. When there was a dispute in the ANC, MK was born. Quite a few other smaller parties all broke away. They can't call themselves the ANC. You understand? They broke away. Similarly, from the Brahma Sampradaya, they call themselves the Gaudiya Brahma Sampradaya, and a whole lot of breakaways. Alright? Breakaways are not original and not authentic. You agree with me? There's always a modification in the breakaway. It is not authentic and not original. So this is what the Guru is saying. And this is what I'll be saying. If I go international, I'll continue saying this. Alright? And do I have my evidence? Do I have my proof? So I don't want people misled. I don't want people misled. Dana is taking his wife to the hospital. He asked permission. Otherwise, you are not going to listen to him. Dana escaped. Where Dana is going? What Dana is going to do? He left with his car in the middle of satsang. Instead of listening to the Guru, Pressure, what you are going to be thinking. So I rather tell you why Dana left. So there's no reason to speculate and continue listening to the Guru. Because you need to arm yourself. You all are, I'm the general. I am the general and you all are the soldiers. You all must have these debates, Norman. In checkers, in pick and pay, anywhere. Anywhere you are. If you are confronted, because remember, people are seeing Norman coming to Sri Narayan Dam, who was attacking ISKCON. They catch you, hey Norman, what kind of ashram you went to fighting such a big institution? What the Guru is doing? Then you have to tell him, hey, my Guru is right. You take him one side of the queue. Norman, or you can carry on if the queue is long. Even after the teller packs, you can meet outside in a car park and carry on. This type of gossip got nothing to do with strings, alright? This is genuine. Spiritual gossip is allowed. So I have to impress upon you, even with your own family, these debates start at home. Hey, they say, as soon as you met up with the Guru, you change. Huh? You know the story? They say, as soon as you met up with the Guru, you change. Yes. They are right, you have to change. Because your anger dropped, your jealousy dropped. You know, some people, if the Guru buy a big screen, then you have to go and take a big loan and buy a big screen. If they change the blinds, you have to take a big loan and change the blinds. They bought a Mercedes, you must buy a Mercedes, Jaguar, alright? Yeah, we don't need all of that. That's why you change. When you become spiritual, you change and you rely on God. You change and you rely on God. That's the only thing you do when you come to ashram. You rely on God. So this is practical. Sanatana Dharma is practical. It is scientific. It has no religion. It has no human author. The Supreme Lord is the essence of Sanatana Dharma. You can talk Sanatana Dharma to a Christian, you can talk Sanatana Dharma to a Muslim, you can talk Sanatana Dharma. Sanatana Dharma is not a Hindu word. Sanatana means eternal, Dharma means law. The Bible is eternal law for Christianity. Yes? The Quran is eternal law for Muslims, for Islam. The Torah is eternal law for Judaism, and Sanatana Dharma is eternal law for humanity. For humanity. As long as you're a human being, it does not matter which religion you belong to. Sanatana Dharma can apply. It is, remember first, you could only withdraw money from your bank account. If you had a Standard Bank card, you could only withdraw from Standard Bank. And then I was still in the police force, and then after that it became SASWITch. You heard of the word SASWITch? When it became SASWITch, you could withdraw your money from another account, only thing you pay a fee. Yes? You can withdraw from any account. So Sanatana Dharma is SASWITch. Sanatana Dharma is SASWITch. So we used to get paid cash at the police station. We used to get paid cash, and then we started getting paid in the bank. Then when SASWITch first started, you could run to your bank pull out your wages and run to another machine and pull out your salary again. So I did it for about 2 or 3 months. I had 2 salaries. Fast, but you must be fast until they connected. Until they connected, alright? Myself, Rajab, we were sharp, Jessica. We were very, very sharp. Okay? And maybe Norman never hear how sharp I was when I was paying wages. They were special constables. I don't think that exists anymore. But just before I left, there were special constables, about 100 of them were at prayer. And they used to get paid cash. So we used to use one envelope. I said the story recently, but I want Norman to hear. Alright, this is especially for Norman. And Norman, I hope you're not working somewhere where you pay cash wages. The Guru will be teaching you the wrong thing. So what I used to do, I used to take print and stick all the 20 rand on the envelope and wait last minute to pay them. They'll all be outside my office. Then like about 2:30, I'll say, right, everybody come in a line, fast, fast, fast. And I'll pay them. No time to count the money. Fast, I was a policeman, you know the environment. And then from 120 rands used to be mine. Later when they're gone, I'll pull out from the grid and I should make that money. Alright? So don't think of it. Guru was intelligent. No? Guru was intelligent. Alright? So I'm going to leave it there. Are there any questions? Any questions? Rajavaska, on behalf of everyone at Ashram, we want to wish you a happy birthday. As I said, the second day of her birthday, she said, hey, at Ashram, more power. And the third and fourth day, she said, no, now she's really happy. Ashram got power. Alright, she just went through a transition. Alright, and Guru proved that Ashram got power. Ashram is here to look after everyone. And I want you to enjoy this birthday, Devaska. I'm sure it's going to have a lot of meaning to you. And we all have to work together to keep the jelly in the pocket. Alright, everyone, Norman, the jelly in the pocket can slip anytime. That is spirituality. We have to keep the jelly proper. Don't worry if you come in here with a blown head gasket. Prince is approved. Piston out of the crank, passed up crankshaft. Any problem with your engine, ECU burnt out, was it? All the wires burnt out. This ashram has capacity to. Yeah, this is our job. So just keep coming to service. Feel good from Saturday that it is service tomorrow. Nothing is bigger than your Creator. And your Creator didn't create you to suffer. Suffering is through ignorance. Suffering is through ignorance. It's your own ignorance that you suffer. Alright? If you have a sore tooth, what you must do? Alright? So I always have sore tooth. See, Prince, was right. I have to do another biography. You all know the dentist in Victoria Street, Norman? Our time? Victoria Street opposite Isfahan. Dentists were in town, they weren't in your localities. So I went for counterinsurgency training. I was allowed to wear camo. Now you see everyone wearing the camouflage. That time it was only those that went for that counterinsurgency training could wear camouflage. So I was wearing the camouflage, I had a heavy toothache, and I decided to go with my Beretta 15 shooter, Victoria Street. My mother-in-law had a factory in the back there in the same arcade, and I went and sat there and they put all those lights on me. You know the story, how a dentist surgery looks like. and he injected me, and he took out his pliers and he pulled my tooth out, and that injection did not numb me. Everything was broken in his surgery. That light that was in front there broke. All his instruments were all over. I went into defense mode. I'm a military man, you know. I went into defense mode and I never went back to a dentist again. Never ever, and I won't. Alright? That pain was so sharp. So that is why I don't go to dentist. And I won't go. I know my old age is coming still. So thank you, Cyril. Last week, one of the days I had a toothache, and Cyril brought me a small dosh like this. If I didn't read nicely, I would have thought somebody planted muti in my room. Like the muti bottle dosh, alright? Colloquial muti. Alright? So I took it and in a few seconds it's clove. Okay? Clove. Everybody should have that clove in the house. Clove juice. My time they should call it toothache essence. But before I became a guru, Norman, I had my own medication for it. I said, just swirl it over my tooth. Alright? Unfortunately, now I have to go through the process. So, Prince, you are right. We have to do another biography. You like all these soapy stories on how the Guru. If you give Prince Guru trip to dentist, Prince will give you about 8 pages. Alright? So once again, Vivashka, happy birthday. Tanya will help you to light. No cakes? Tanya, why didn't buy your mother a cake? Very selfish. I don't mind your mother's anger problems now. Jai Shri Narayan.